San Diego Comic-Con 50th anniversary. Here's the box with the badge that we received. My friend and I have been trying to get tickets to Comic-Con forever, it seems, and finally scored a ticket. We got Sunday. We got lucky. Like I said, it's a lottery system to get into it. I mean, you got to register and you get it, sells out. So we should have pretty higher priority next year getting tickets. This was the first restaurant we went to. It was Breakfast Republic in California before we went to Comic-Con. I like that sign. It was pretty funny. And here's a French toast, Mr. Presley. This was a big French toast fan, and with the peanut butter and the bacon and the bananas on it. It was just a delicious breakfast before to start the day at Comic-Con International. We went there Saturday. We actually picked up some merchandise. So this was kind of just some footage I took on Saturday. We actually didn't get into the actual show floor and all that until Sunday, which our tickets were for. So this was some of the events that were happening around. This was, I believe, at the Marriott, one of the pinball game rooms. Had a lot of different little activities, free activities for the Comic-Con goers. And we pretty much this day said, let's just get some of the merchandise. We missed out the pre-order window to get the t-shirts and all that other swag we wanted, so we got in there somehow, and this is one of the t-shirts I scored. A lot of the stuff was really pretty much sold out by the time we got there. I got this. This is kind of reference to the 80s, and this was an old, back going to the retro 90s. This is kind of part of the 50th anniversary. There was another t-shirt I wanted to get, but didn't have my size, but I was pretty satisfied with these two. Also picked up the Comic-Con 40th hardback book here, as you see here. I'm going to do a flip through video on this book too, so haven't got a chance to open it up yet, but I'll definitely be featuring that. So here is the first day on Sunday. It's pretty crowded, as you can see. Here's on our way to go pick up the lanyards. We already got the badges, so the lanyards, some books, and our bags. So we're on the way up there to go pick that up before we start heading out and to see all the exhibits. Here is the quick guide book that was included with the little packet that we picked up that they provided. So it's a quick guide, and then they also provided the events guide. Nice little thick thing that you can take a look at of all the different activities that are going on at the con. And then the souvenir book, which is pretty nice. It was a pretty thick nice little hefty book with a lot of cool stuff in it. Just like the event schedules and all more detail on it. And here's the bag. It was almost like a backpack, and that was pretty much the back of the backpack. And on the other side, they had different designs, different advertising. So here's Game of Thrones. I ended up getting the Game of Thrones one, and so it was just kind of a chance, whichever bag you got. So they were all different, unique. And here is just again another view. And on the way down and into the big main showroom floor, I guess where all the booths and all the vendors and you name it was here. So it's pretty overwhelming. Lots of people on a Sunday. We'll hopefully get there maybe next year on Friday or Saturday. I'm sure it was even more crowded. We're just commenting like, wow, there's so many people here, even on a Sunday. So yeah, there's so much stuff to see. And there's the Lego booth, and the NECA. If you're into different action figures, they make pretty good movie replica figures here. And you kind of see just kind of give a perusal of some of the stuff that they're going to be coming out with. So a lot of the stuff that a lot of these game companies, manufacturers, and you name it, a lot of these they're selling stuff on the floor from comics to here. They're just kind of showing some of the prototypes, some of the stuff that hasn't been that's going to be released for this following year or next year. That's upcoming releases. Showcase a lot of the figures and statues and what have you. They'll kind of show what's coming out, when it's coming out. Some may be in production already, but a lot of these are here. Are pretty much some of those, they're actual prototypes. There's my buddy right there. Having fun with Deadpool statue there. Mezco Toys, another company's been around for many years. I have a few of their, I don't know, that's some of them. I mean, I think I've actually had one of their Freddy's Nightmare on Elm Street figures, and they're pretty well known for a lot of their horror figures. There's Freddy, and you saw Pennywise, John Wick's figures. Yeah, you'll see on there pending license approval. So some of the stuff, like I said, is prototypes. So a lot of the new stuff they're just kind of showcasing what's coming out. If you're a Joker fan, they've got it for you right there. Even Batman is and Green Lantern and a whole bunch of different varieties. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. Even these little Jack in the Box is pretty cool. We're just kind of curious if you wind them up, if they actually will actually have a little, what kind of tune they would have in them. Yeah, some more close up of these well-made little figures here. Yeah, there's so much to do in this show. I mean, we had one full day on a Sunday. It's normally the normal hours. I think it's like 9:30 to 7, but on Sundays they knocked out 2 hours, so we were out there by 5. So we didn't really get a chance to see any of the panels. There were some panels that some were interesting, but for what we had, the one day we had, I mean, it was a full day on the floor, almost trying to see every single thing on the floor. Which there's a few booths we didn't see just because it ran out of time. But since we'll have priority next year of getting tickets, we're definitely going to try. Hopefully, we'll get a Saturday and Friday, and even a Sunday, maybe a 3-day or 2 days. So we'll maybe get some chance to see some panels next time. But I was really interested. I'm just into collectibles. I love these. I've been collecting stuff for quite a while. So this was definitely up my alley here, looking at all these different new stuff coming out. It's pretty cool. If you're a Street Fighter fan, they had even Street Fighter there. Here, as you can see, this company I'm pretty familiar with. Their EFX Collectibles. They've actually make pretty much movie accurate replica prop based off movies, as you can see here. They're high price, but usually there's a pretty long wait to buy these. I mean, they might put on pre-order and maybe take months and months or weeks, whatever, to finally get one of these items to buy one. But I don't have one personally in my collection. I was wanting to get a Stormtrooper helmet back in the day, but never got one. Yeah, they make some really good quality stuff, as you can see. Yep, definitely can see some Godzillas in there and Konami. And there's Weta and 50 Years of the Planet of the Apes. This is a really neat little display they had there. Weta is based out in New Zealand. If anyone's not familiar with Weta, they're the original ones behind Lord of the Rings, did all the armor, the costumes, and all that good stuff, the Hobbits and everything else. I think they even worked on the new Ghost in the Shell, one of the new movies with Scarlett Johansson. They did her suit for that. And here's our mini epics. So it's kind of neat. They do also do have some statues out, but this is the first time I was really impressed that they had a lot of these pieces, new pieces I've never seen before. And they even have Alita and Planet of the Apes, which is one of my favorite classic movies. Love the original Planet of the Apes. And they would have Lord of the Rings. Very cool. Very nice stuff they had there. I was surprised to see Weta producing the Apex Legends Battle Royale video game by Respawn, the same studio who does Titanfall and Titanfall 2, which is a game I still play to this day. Yeah, very nice looking figures. Real surprised that they produced these figures from Apex Legends. There's definitely an audience out there for them, I'm sure. It's a pretty popular game. It pretty much at one time almost took Fortnite's reign as #1, but I think it's dropped down since then in popularity. Another pleasant surprise is by Weta, these Borderlands 3 figures. These are all the new characters coming up in the upcoming Borderlands 3 by Gearbox video game. Definitely look forward to playing this video game. I do have it on pre-order. And so far, looking at these figures right here, definitely looking really nice. I mean, just the action and the poses. Definitely a lot of movement in there. Yeah, definitely looking good, these figures. And there's Psycho, and there to the right is Tiny Tina, all grown up. Maya the Siren, which in the blue hair, definitely love playing her in Borderlands 2. And you can see up there to the far right, Zero with the sword. Definitely may end up picking that Maya figure. a bigger statue right there of their new figures was pretty cool. I mean, those weren't, I'm sure, weren't for sale, but those are probably part of the booth. Just kind of advertising their new line for the Borderlands 3. And that is Tiny Tina, one of the characters from the Borderlands. And she's all grown up now. And if anybody's with the big Final Fantasy fans out there, they even have the figures for the new upcoming Final Fantasy game. And the prop store, these guys are pretty amazing. They have an online auction. I'm familiar with these guys. These are actual original props from the original movie. So you got the Gremlins there, Back to the Future. Those are the ones that are actually used in the movie. The actual Ghostbusters and Forrest Gump. So those are the real things they're not replicas or anything. Those are actual pieces that were used in the movies, in the films themselves. And these are actually auctioned off to the public. They put them on their website. They have a catalog, and it's called the Prop Store. And like I said, they have a live auction. You can see right there in the placard there for the Stormtrooper helmet. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like I said, they actually get their hands on actual costumes and everything, props that were actually used in the film, and they actually sell them to the public. So if you got the money, thousands and thousands of dollars these can go to, you can actually own a piece of film history there. And let's see, we got, like I said, just amazing the amount of people here. And if anybody's into this Steve's Universe, they even had it for the kiddos. And here's another company that I recently was made familiar with, I guess. They actually sell pretty close to replica costumes, I guess, for cosplay, wearable costumes like the Stormtroopers. You can actually buy those, like the helmets, and yeah, really good quality stuff they make. Yeah, I think Novos didn't find out about them until last year, I think it was, when I was actually thinking about looking at me getting a Stormtrooper costume to wear, something that was movie accurate. But yeah, they got them, they make them, and they sell them. And that was pretty cool. That's little Spider-Man there, and we also got QMX, Quantum Mechanics. I had to stop by this booth. This is a company that they make. The one things I own from them is pretty much their original Star Trek line, which I'll show here in a little bit. And I pretty much got all their figures that they've got to date on their original Star Trek series, which is Kirk, McCoy, Scotty. And you can see that with Chekhov is their newest one. That's a prototype right there. But with Sulu and Scotty, I've got unboxing videos on those. I'll be putting those up here pretty shortly. I already shot those. I just need to edit those and put those online. And here's some other smaller figures that QMX sells. Their Q-Fig line. You can say even if you're a Harry Potter fan, they even have the Harry Potter there. Spider-Man and Deadpool and even Supergirl. Yeah, just really cool little figures. I mean, if you like collecting these things right here, which I don't have these. I don't collect none of these. But I wasn't really keeping up with familiar with this line, since I don't collect in that scale. I mean, I might pick a figure here up and there too, but. And then their Q Master. This is their Primo line, I guess. Their bigger ones. You can see here. It's pretty large statues. And it's just, I mean, just the sculpt. Look at that. I mean, just the detail on this. It's pretty amazing. A view of all the 360 view of this gorgeous little piece here. Yeah, definitely like that with the Deadpool with the marshmallow over there using flaming hair to roast his marshmallow. Pretty fun. Ghost Rider. That's a comic book I used to read back in the day. There's Superman, all the heroes. Yeah, if you're a big superhero fan, there it is for you. And there's some. This is another company here, Hero Collector, Eagle Moss. They've got a Ghostbusters line here. And that reminds me, I do have the Blitzway 1/6 scale Ghostbuster figures. One days I'll put that on video, maybe as a collectible rewind. I do have all the whole set of the Blitzway 1/6 scale Ghostbusters, original Ghostbusters figures. And big Star Trek fans, this is a great booth for you there. And Warner Brothers had a nice big display with their Batman there, and you can kind of see some of their newer shows and advertising there. And you can see they got some Batman stuff and display over there. Yeah, pretty impressive setup there in their booth. We didn't stop too long in that area, so they even got up there where I guess you can have meetings up there where they got the tables up there. And the DC Comic Con. So here's all the booth here on the side. And DC Collectibles, they also do statues you could buy. And here's pretty much a life-size statue here of Harley Quinn, which is really cool. Very nice looking statue there. And here's all their pieces here that they sell. They make statues too. They make some pretty decent pieces. You got Batman, and you got the rest down there. Some of the original Batman Jokers. You got Harley over there, and you got Green Lantern. And you got some more Harley Quinn. Batgirl. And down here is their DC Bombshells. That girl with it right there with the bangs, she real quickly almost reminded me of Betty Page. Just with the bangs and the long black hair. For a second, I was like, wait, is that Betty Page? One of my favorites. But it's just their DC Bombshell collection coming out. You know, all the Batmans, different variants, Harley Quinn. You gotta hit Funko. I'm not a big Funko. I don't collect Funko, but you can see all the shells are pretty much wiped clean. Pretty much, they always sell out every year, as far as I can hear. And here is the Artist Alley. You got all kinds of artists, from comic book artists, every kind of artist you can think of. They're selling prints and what have you, and covers and so forth there. So yeah, almost every Comic Con has the artists out there, and they're really good artists out there. I didn't get the chance to look through all the Artist Alley, which I really wanted to. And you can see, like I said, there's just so much to see, and it's so cool. I mean, from the comics, posters, you name it, and you can see it from toys, T-shirts. Yeah, they've pretty much got everything that you like in pop culture, anything geek-wise, games, and you name it. They've got it there. Definitely next year, will be hitting a lot more of some of these booths, and probably pick up some more items and stuff, and take a look at some stuff. But yeah, what I've gotten so far in this whole Comic Con is really great. And here is a booth for J. Scott Campbell, an artist who does some super awesome covers for big comics like the X-Men, Spider-Man, and so forth. So stay tuned. At the end of this video, I'm actually going to show what I actually picked up from this booth. Twitterhead, another company that makes quality statues, as you can see there. As you can see here, Square Enix. If you're a big fan of Nier Automata, which I am, they've got all these figures. A lot of these figures are here already out in retail. You can buy them online. Here is a really cool Star Wars display here. kind of advertising the new Star Wars coming up with all the stormtroopers, which I'm assuming they're actual some of the costumes they use in the film. Yeah, definitely very impressive. Really impressive. Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. Been for quite a while, and had to go check to see this right here. Especially those two right there. Those are one of my favorite costumes out of or characters out of the whole Star Wars universe. There's Ghostbusters. You can see Hollywood Collectibles Group, another high end company that does accurate, pretty nice pieces. They're really expensive, but well movie accurate to the film. They sell a lot of their pieces too. That you can pre-order, and even this right here is a work in progress. Looks like so. I mean, even here the motion tracker and aliens. So yeah, you can actually buy that on their line online. Even with Michael Myers here from the classic Halloween life-size bust. And if you're into Jeepers Creepers, there you got it there, and the Fetish Doll, just an old classic horror movie. I also picked up some exclusive comics while I was there at the San Diego Comic-Con at J. Scott Campbell's booth. This is the Mary Jane exclusive cover signed by the artist for The Amazing Spider-Man. So that was a comic that I picked up at his booth. That was really nice. And also at his booth, I picked up he had called the Campbell Black Box. There were 6 issues, random. You had no idea what was going to be in there in these comics. There's going to be a guarantee 1 or 2 or 3. Maybe it's going to be signed by the artist. I got really lucky on this. Like I said, they range from Spider-Man, X-Men, whatever. A lot of the comics that J. Scott Campbell did. I got super lucky and got all the Mary Jane covers that he did in this box, which I was super pleased and super happy to get. Pretty lucky to get this. So there was actually 2 comics in here that he actually signed. So that was a nice bonus too. So this was worthwhile for the money I spent on this 6 random comics. Was definitely worth the buy. So I'm going to do another video after this. There's going to be a part 2. I'm going to feature Sideshow, the Sideshow booth, which does they distribute Hot Toys. They do their own statues and so forth. That's another huge booth. That'll be another long video. So that'll be a part 2 coming up. So stay tuned to that part 2, my Comic-Con coverage. And thanks for subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.